Titanfall 3 is here, as people are calling it. Titanfall 3 is here. The guys from Splitgate 2, they have released a new movement shooter they're called Impulse. It's really cool. It's really fun. I've been playing it for a couple of days here, and it's being featured on Steam's Next Fest. And I just found out what that was like last week, but essentially demos are just free to play. So, or something like that nature. I'm not sure exactly the whole thing, but I know because of it, this demo is available up until, actually, I think Sunday is like the last day. But cool thing is, it will go early access for $30 on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is a pretty fair price range, all things considered. I definitely think this is definitely a better approach than what they did with Splitgate. I remember that just came out, and it was cool to see because they're being on Unreal Engine 5, so the graphics were better than Splitgate 1. I enjoyed Splitgate to a degree. I think just in general, arena shooters, they just don't grab me as much as they used to, but I'll always try them out, especially just because of my desire to shoot things on mouse and keyboard. But yeah, this game, it's really fun. I like the movement. I like the grappling. I kind of just imagine I'm playing a multiplayer Spider-Man game when I play it. So it's pretty fun. I like it. Definitely high skill ceiling with using the mechs, with grappling, with movement. And I have seen some people say, because I never understood it myself, but so, with there being such a high skill ceiling, there's a chance that it might not grab the casual audience. And I was like, you know what? That makes sense. I could see that. Thing is once you start taking away the things that make the game fun and take away that ceiling, people tend to well, there's nothing to grind for, right? There's no top of the tree to climb to, or top of the mountain to climb to. And I think just as humans, naturally, we crave some sort of challenge, It's just even if you're talking about people who don't necessarily want to be pushed too far, who want what they would say a casual experience. Now, I'm not referring to the people who expect other players to kind of just sit there and take hits and lose and then claim that, oh yeah, I like PvP games, but the moment they get shot back or they get outplayed or they get outmaneuvered, all of a sudden the game's really sweaty. And I've said this a lot too to people that I know. I'm just like, if you wanted a casual experience where things just kind of worked out for you and went your way, Animal Crossing might be your best game. Pocopia, I hear, is doing some crazy shit. So there's that. But I think this game is really fun. So I want to get some more time in with it while it's still in its demo phase. And then, I'll most likely drop the 30 smackaroos to play the early access. I hear it's going to be a lot different. They are already nerfing a couple of things too, adjusting things based on community feedback. And this was the point that I was trying to make earlier. So they are going to the community, having the community, and doing this early access thing to have the community build the game out. And I like this approach. There's another game that's doing this too. Which one is that one? Off the Grid. And that's a battle royale set in a world reminiscent of that movie with Matt Damon. What's it called? Elysium. And it had the cybernetic exoskeleton and stuff like that. And then it kind of has that kind of aesthetic. And you get limbs and stuff. You've seen it. People have seen it. Yeah, big streamers were streaming it and doing a lot of stuff to it. But it's been in early access or beta or whatever since for the last 2 years. And even just the time that I spent, I found a match quick. Even just the time that I spent playing it during that phase, I've seen it change. But if you look at the roadmap that's coming for it, man, that might be another stream that we have to do some more stuff with that. Overall, after a week of playing the game and everything like that, once again, I said in the beginning, the game is fun. It is your movement arena shooter. Team deathmatch is team deathmatch. Capture the point is capture the point. I think the actual true capture the flag mode is capture the mech. So I like how they did that. It's kind of like, you're not going to spend a lot of time being sneaky with it, right? Like the mech is this giant thing that's just running around. But as far as just casually shooting around, I want to just move around and shoot stuff. It's fun. I guess the concern is like I said, if the skill ceiling is too high, how will they deal with people who don't like getting shot at, you know? Now, and I brought this up before talking to some people, War Dogs, it's just this massive tactical multiplayer game that's about to come out, go into early access. They stated that we're not making a game that's going to be for everyone. You know, they was like, consistent 5,000 players regularly, something like that is perfect. It's more than enough to maintain their service and shit. And I'm just like, that's badass to kind of know exactly who they're targeting to that point, to that degree is actually big, you know? And I feel like 5,000 players is pretty easy to get if the game is focused and geared towards that audience that you are making it for. I think the problem that most of these shooters have nowadays is that they don't really focus their game to their specific audience. Like, it's kind of all over the place. We want some casual people, but we also want competitive people. Oh, but the game is built in this weird mixture of like, these things are competitive and are for a competitive nature, but the casual audience doesn't like it. Now, we all know that the casual audience brings in the money. It's like, you're not going to make any money off of old money. You need new money. Most new money are casual players, so that's casual money. So it's like, how do you get the casual players wanting to play and wanting to be involved, I guess ends up being the question. And I think what I like with War Dogs is that they're like, it's not specifically casual or competitive. If you like this niche, it's for you. Casual or not, you're gonna like it. And I think that's what's dope. And I'm kind of hoping that these guys kind of have the same approach. They know exactly who their target audience is. I mentioned in their Discord about a battle royale only because it's like, battle royales are still, you know, while people, oh, they're on a decline. I'm like, well, the thing is, if you look at the numbers as far as the player base, like the people who are playing it, the amount of people who are playing regularly and logging on to things like Apex Legends and Warzone and RedSec and all those, you know, the top ones, there's still more in comparison to people playing arena shooters, right? Now, granted, we haven't had an arena shooter like this in a while. I feel like the loadouts are very simplistic, which is nice. It's not a whole bunch of extra shit. It's really easy to get your mind wrapped around it. And I feel like the aesthetics are really nice. Some people don't like these. I like the aesthetic. I think it's clean, and at the same time it's futuristic. I fuck with it heavy. The grappling feels fun. The movement and dynamics feel fun. Like, overall, it's just fun to play. So the reason why I brought up the whole battle royale is just like, most of the time arena shooters don't stay alive. You know, it's not enough to just be an arena shooter to stay alive. There has to be something in there that pulls, that, you know, that kind of pulls, you know. And the reason why this swings back over to War Dogs, unless they take the approach of War Dogs, where it's like, we're not trying to make a game that rivals Warzone or Call of Duty or Battlefield, etc. We just want to make a game for this specific audience. And if they are aware that this specific audience just isn't as big as it used to be, I think they have something here. You know, something that can live for a long time and that can still get consistent updates and stuff. It really depends on where they stand as far as what they hope to have as far as like player base, as far as like income is concerned when it comes to what this game can do. And the fact that they are going to the community asking them, what do y'all want to see? What do y'all want in the game? I think that's a really good step in the right direction for something like that. So yeah, I guess the question is like, what do they expect? What are they hoping for out of it? Because if they are still hoping to get those like Call of Duty numbers and Battlefield numbers, it's like, you know, it's going to be a little hard when they just have an arena shooter. So it's like, in just pure opinion, I'm like, I think they have the means to make a pretty good battle royale, especially with this kind of aesthetic, with this kind of like, the bones of this thing are really good. Like, the base of this thing are really good. It's already really fun. So I feel like if they were to do a battle royale and they do it right, they do it properly, right? Because I think the battle royale on Splitgate was actually really fun. It just needed work. It was the same problem. The problem they had with that one, in my opinion, was the same problem they had with the arena shooter side of it. It just came out and it wasn't polished for the people who they were trying to make it for. They kind of just did it. They even mentioned themselves recently in an interview. So we'll see. It doesn't need a battle royale to survive, but that depends on the numbers they are trying to hit consistently. It depends, because let's face it, if people really loved Titanfall for what it was, and it was just the greatest thing since sliced bread, EA wouldn't have tossed it. You know, people would have been logging on to play that regularly. I mean, there are old games that people are logging on regularly to play still to this day because it's just that good of a game. People replay old games because they're just that good to play. So if Titanfall 2 was as good and as fun and as popular, you know, EA wouldn't have, especially EA, come on, they're about money. If it was making money, they wouldn't have tossed it. And from what I had looked up, and you can go Google this, apparently Apex Legends, the first year, made more money than Titanfall 1 and 2's entire lifespan in 1 year. Yeah, they're gonna drop Titanfall. So if they wanted to just be an arena shooter, then they have to prepare for it to be a smaller amount of players who are going to be there. They have to be preparing for a small amount of players to be logging on regularly. Consistent, but, you know, relatively, I'll say small in comparison to other games. It's not small at all. 500 people is not small. 5,000 people, it's not small. That's a pretty big number, you know? It's whether or not that kind of number is what they want to hit. If that's the kind of number that they are looking for, right? If they are looking for that, then I think that's probably a more stronger direction. But if their intention is to reach like Call of Duty numbers, they are going to need something to help prop up the arena side. I feel like they have the means to make that happen with this game. That's really it. I'm not saying it needs a battle royale to survive. It needs something that's going to help prop it up if they want the arena side to continue to thrive. Something that's going to pump money into it, you know?